Okay, today we are going to do dot art, and we are going to make this little tree. And we sent home with you in your packet one of these canvases. So I am going to use acrylic paint, and if you still have your little pots with your paint, you need yellow and blue and red and white. If you do not have the acrylic paint, you can do the same kinds of thing like I did here with your oil pastels. You just have to make the dots. And so I started with yellow dots in the middle, and then some light green dots, and then some darker green dots, like this. And then I'm going to go back and add my blossoms in pink just around the tree. And then when we get to the end, we will add the trunk in black. So if you are following along, you need your oil pastels if you don't have the paint. Otherwise, we are going to mix the paint and do dot art. So you will need some Q-tips and your yellow and blue first, because we're going to do the dots. So first you need yellow, and right here in the center we're going to make some dots with their yellow paint. So just dot. We're not using it as a paintbrush. We want them to stay as dots, so don't do them too close together. And we're just going to kind of make a little center that is all yellow. Now notice we do not have green, so what you're going to do is with your yellow on a paper plate, you're going to put some yellow in there, and then with a new Q-tip, you're going to add a little bit of blue. Just a little bit. Now, if this blue, mostly yellow, because then it makes it lighter. If it gets too dark, you can always add a little bit of white, but I just added a little bit, mostly yellow, but a little bit of blue. So there's my light green. And then I'm going to do my layer of light green leaves with the dot all the way around. And I'm not going to go all the way around the bottom because that's where the trunk is going to be. So I just make my light green dots, and I'm going to do 2 circles of that. Okay, then I want to make a darker green for the outside. So for the darker green, I might need a little more yellow. And this time I need more blue than yellow. So it has to be darker than the last, so even that's not quite dark enough for me. So I'm going to get a little more blue and make it darker. The more blue you add, now if you add too much blue, then it won't be green anymore. So I mix it up until it's darker. Okay, so this is darker than that. And now I'm going to do my dark green dots around the edge. All the way around. And I might do one on the bottom there. Okay, now to make the dots, you can either do red apples like this one and just take red from your pot of red. Oops, move that over. But if you want pink, then we need to add a little bit of white to that. So here's my white, new Q-tip, and then mix it all in. And if that's not pink enough, dip one more time. There we go. That's a good pink right there to make little flower petals. And then I just put them kind of around my tree. Oops. Now I don't want to do so many that it covers up all of my green, but do them around like that. Okay, now if you painted yours, you're going to want to let it dry before we do the trunk, because otherwise we're going to draw the trunk on this one with a Sharpie. If you did it this way and you used your oil pastels, you're going to take your black and we're going to draw the trunk and our branches in black oil pastel like this. Okay, so I do the trunk, fill it in, and then I add my branches. They get smaller as they go up, and you want to make sure that you leave. We don't want to cover up all of our dots, but we want to have it look kind of like that. And we will do the same thing on our canvas one with a Sharpie. You just draw right on the canvas your trunk. Now notice I'm not going to put the branches in until it's dry, and mine's not dry yet. But then I'm going to go color over with the black marker. Now if it doesn't work so well with the black marker, you can take your oil pastel and color directly on the canvas, and your roots go down and around like this. And then I will draw, again, you have to wait until it's dry, otherwise you're going to smear your dots. So on this one I waited until it was dry before I drew the branches in, and I'll do the same thing on here. All right, and then when it's totally done, you put it back on your little stand, and there you do. You have a tree on a stand. I look forward to seeing yours. Thanks.